Today, I have the Greek alphabet. This is a lowercase omega, which I put at the front for some reason, and then the uppercase omega, which is in the background. You'll figure out why later in the series, not just yet though. Okay, so what I last talked about yesterday on this page, when it wasn't actually on this page, I finished it. Graham's number. So I formally explained it. Graham's number. So first number on our highest journey to number ever. It was created by Graham. I actually forgot his first name because honestly, he was the assistant to, I believe, Neumann. I could be very, very wrong. Pardon me if I'm wrong. So imagine imagine you drew a line from every vertex to every other vertex of a cube, like I did here. Unfortunately, the cube on Google Slides does not have all of its vertices. So I had to manually create them, as you can see here. So we drew to this one, this one, this one, this one. And then the four vertices that are exist. So yeah, we have this. Color each of them black. Color each of them. In the case of in which the book I read, it is black and gray, but I chose pink and red last time. You can just imagine this as pink or red. Uh, so the maximum amount of dimensions, as I said yesterday. So start with three followed by an amount of upper is equal to G1. And so you repeat this till G64, which is Graham's number. Another way that you can use this G is it's called the Graham function, I believe. And it's just some number. It's 3 followed by the amount of, so like G1000 would be 3 followed by an amount of upper is equal to G99, followed by 3. G 998, 997, 996, 977, 900. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, Graham's number. It's around middle of the road, although not really that close to anything that we'll be talking about. Also, I'm not talking about pre-established vertexes or vertici. I don't really know what the plural vertex. Pre-established vertexes already have 3 lines intersecting at one. Pre-established vertex, I mean, as in the starting 8 vertexes on a cube. We are not counting those as a vertex at which 3 points can intersect because, yeah. So yeah, that was just a quick recap. Graham's number. It barely takes 2 notations in the modern notation that we're about to learn on the next slide. John Conway, who you may have heard of from Conway's Game of Life, in which you have, in the conditions of Conway's Game of Life are very simple. If a cell is, so each cell has 2 states, dead or alive, or dead or not dead, if you really want to put it that way. I'd put it dead or alive. So if one has 4 or more neighbors, if something has 3 or more neighbors, it stays alive. Or, well, no, if it has 3 or more neighbors, it stays alive. If it has exactly 3 neighbors, then it is brought to life, as in it goes from dead to alive if it is dead. And if it has 2 or less neighbors, it dies. And so John Conway, who is a very famous mathematician, I've played Conway's Game of Life before, although I wasn't really that interested. Uh, it was by far and away the largest number that ever existed. However, it's no longer anymore. So yeah, that was just a recap. Conway chains. So I honestly just used the Wikipedia because I didn't fully know myself until I made these slides. So an empty chain, so just no numbers in a chain, is equal to 1. The chain A represents the number A. So if a chain has one number, which it says A here, I'm going to call it C. I'm going to call it D. So like say like D is 7. If the chain is a length of 1, and the one number is 7, then that chain is 7. A chain N, I'm going to call this side arrow a chain, is A to the nth power. The reason why I did N instead of B, which is what Wikipedia says if you look it up, is because there is no B superscript on Google Slides, so I had to be a bit innovative. So the chain A chain B chain N, all chains are three numbers, by the way. Uh, is A and then N up arrows B. So A and then so like say let A be 3, let B be 7, and let N be 3, and let N be 1. So 371, 371 would just be 3 to the 7th, which I do not know off the top of my head. These two represent the exact same number, even if this number is infinity, even if A is infinity or any number really. These two are the exact equal, and this just equals in anything that's just a specific number, chain one is the specific number that we're talking about. So like if this was 20, then if you did 20 chain one, then that would equal 20. And here's where the number six is the most powerful of the six rules. If the the chain equals the chain of a number, so like it doesn't really matter the number chain A plus one, chain B plus one is the same as number chain parentheses number chain A chain B plus one chain B. So yeah, it looks like it's four chains. It's really only three, one, two. Well, it's actually only two chains, but one, two. So yeah, Conway chains, they're kind of confusing. Honestly, I did not know how they worked before I made this slide. If you want a more in depth, go to Wikipedia. There are a bunch of nerds over there. Yeah, so Conway created the most powerful notation of his time. So I'm just going to give an example. First four properties, they obviously make sense. Empty chain is equal to 1. Chain A represents the number n because there's no chain after it. Chain AN represents the number A to the nth. Chain ABN represents A to the hyperoperator of B. And also, I say John Conway is the creator of the game of life, but he has created multiple other things that are far more important and more known. But Conway's Game of Life is the only one that I am aware of. So yeah, so these first four make sense, obviously, because you guys have seen these slides, which are actually open if you guys want to look at them. I don't really care. Uh, yeah, so it's a jumble of words. So 243 looks pretty innocent, right? Which so according to this, obviously, chain 243 is equal to uh, is equal to okay, so chain A plus one. So A plus one, A is three, B is two, A is B. I may have done this wrong. A is three, B is two. Oh yeah, no. So plus one is equal to number two. So two print chain number for oh, this is supposed to be three. Three chain three. So it should be. Oh wait, no, I did it right. I just wrote it wrong. Let me fix that really quick. Chain three back in. So if I okay. Yes, I know you guys can see the link. I don't really care, as somebody pointed out. Chain two. Nobody look at this. I believe that's right now. Oh, what's that? No, that's right. Yeah, so two chain two, and this is obviously an extremely large number. It's nearly as large as G1. Well, no, it's actually nowhere near as large as G1, but you know what I mean, which is two chain two. Oh my God. Let me just fix both of these right now. So chain two, chain two. Uh, I believe that's hex stated to the third minus one to the chain three, which is obviously extremely large. And so this gigantic number that is two hex stated to the three, in order for this Conway chain to truly end and to get the result, the only way to truly end a Conway chain is to have every number other than one of the numbers be one. So we have to get this down, this gargantuanly large number, to one. Yeah, it's a pretty freaking big number. And then that's the amount of up arrows. And then we continue that on for so long that it's just stupidly high. It's larger than a power tower of Graham's number, G64, Graham's number tall. It's actually taller than G100, a Graham's a G100, which is the Graham function 100, uh, Graham function 100 tall, which this is just an example. To be honest, it's closer to G a few trillion tall, I would believe. Yeah, so this is this tiny number, two chain four chain three, so astronomically larger than this that it can't be compared to any number that we've talked about. Graham's number, uh, Graham's number. Let's see what other numbers, like any other number that we've ever talked about. Just for an example, because you guys can't comprehend this number, neither can I, neither can anything in this universe, as I'm about to show right here. The computer, so say you have a computer that spanned across a G1000 observable universes, Graham function 1000. Uh, every single quark, which is the smallest molecule, is the smallest subatomic particle in existence, processed a quaterbyte. Quaterbyte was made in 2012. It means 1 decillion uh, quaterbyte of data per quectosecond. Quectosecond was also introduced in 2012, I believe, and it is 1 decillionth. So they're complete opposites. So as it says here, 1 E30 bytes every 1 E-30 seconds, which makes a total of 1 E60 bytes per second. Uh, yeah, so the Graham function of Graham function 1000 times, then it would calculate two chain four chain three. It's yeah, so it's a pretty big number, as you may be able to tell. It's not at all something that will ever need to be used. Conway chains have never been need to be used. Most of the time, up arrows are more than enough. Most of the time, we only use one up arrow. Very rarely two used. Oh, sorry. Let me get my Professor Google laser pointer up. Two chain, four chain, three. It will never need to be used. This is a very long process to go through. This to calculate this would take too astronomically long to be reasonable in any way, shape, or form. But we can go higher because this is still around middling. We like trees, of course. So trees, obviously, they give us photosynthesis. You know, basic biology, I hope. Uh, so the tree function, I do not remember what tree stands for. I cannot think of it for the life of me. The tree function is basically, so imagine, actually, no, I'm just going to show you. Imagine you have a single dot and it's a single color. So you're trying to make as many patterns, so like a dot connected to another dot in any way, shape, or form, without repeating the patterns. Tree one is one. There's only one pattern that can be done without repeating itself, which is one singular dot of any color. It doesn't have to be purple. I just chose purple for the sake of me. I don't really know why. I say that's tree one. Tree one is one. Yeah, it's pretty small. It's the smallest number I believe we have on this on all of these slides. Yeah. One is the small. We haven't done fractions, and I doubt we will do fractions. But if you want me to do fractions, I can do fractions. Oops, sorry, wrong slide. Uh, so tree two, as you've seen on this slide, is there is a total of three possible. Oh wait, Hmm. I did this wrong. This is wrong. And so is this. Uh, yeah, I believe. Oh, wait, no, it isn't. No, no, no. Oh, yes, it is. So it's this, I believe, and then a single purple dot and a single pink dot. I believe. I could be wrong. This is wrong. Do not trust this. This is right. Tree one is right. Tree two is absolutely wrong. I believe. If I'm right, please do tell. Wait, no, no, this is right because none of them repeat each other. None of these patterns repeat each other. Yeah, no, this is right. Never mind. It has the Professor Google stamp of approval. Uh, so that's tree one and tree two. This is tree one and tree two. It's a pretty slow function so far. It's only multiplied itself by three, which is like multiplicative. It isn't even exponential or tetrational. So why is it so important? Well, that's because we've only done the first two trees. Tree three. I believe this is the last slide that I have ready for you guys. Yeah, no, this is the last slide I have ready for you guys. This number shouldn't be that crazy. 9 or 6 would make sense considering we've multiplied by 3, so we should multiply by 3 or add 3. Uh, so 9 or 6 would be pretty fun. No, tree 3 is, imagine, yeah, so this is nearly infinitely smaller than tree 3. Graham's number, chain Graham's number, chain Graham's number. No, it's nowhere near it. So yeah, tree 3, it's the largest number we've talked about so far. Obviously, we want to be hitting larger numbers by the day. And tree 3 cannot be hoped to be beaten by any sort of measly notation as the Conway chain. The Conway chain is nowhere near strong enough, and it is nowhere near fast enough to reach tree 3, because tree 3, I believe, is our first example of a recursive function. And what recursive functions mean, you can just do something over and over and over again. Eventually, it'll reach infinity. This is primitive recursive. I don't really remember what primitive recursive means off the top of my head. I haven't prepared any slides after this, as you can see. There's no slides after this. Uh, tree 3, yeah, it's pretty freaking high. But you may think tree 3 is high enough, right? Tree 3 is tree 3 is pretty high. You might be thinking that this is the end of the function, but of course, there is no such thing as the end of a function. You can have tree 3, or tree Graham's number, or tree infinity. Well, no, you can't do that. Or tree, like, you can do tree anything, and it will be so much larger than tree 3. That is just stupid. But tree 3, it's not quite fast enough for our needs yet. Yeah, no, we want to be hitting larger numbers. Also, I've come up with a new notation that I was going to make, but oh well, let's make it right now. So, a new notation that I've created is called the Googolo numbers. You guys can see my slide. The slide, it's right here. You guys did point out that that I shouldn't be showing the slide number. I don't really see why not. I mean, nobody dislikes me so much that they would delete anything, and the person that's asked for it has already gotten it. So if you want it, I can like just put it in this. Actually, I'm probably going to put it in the description because yeah. So Google numbers or Google numbers or Plexica numbers. I haven't really decided which yet. So it's a function. So Googlo. Actually, no, I'm going to make it all caps, like the tree function. Lexica. So Googlo 1. I plan to be Googlo 1 is equal to the largest number that you can create with the largest number you can create with a single operation. The largest number you can create with a single operation, of course, without using infinities as any sort of number, because they are not a number, despite what you may believe. They cannot be counted to. They do not have the properties of of a number. Infinities in Googology are not allowed. So Google 1, largest operator. Google 2, 2 is of course the largest number, Afric. Largest number that you can create with two two operations. So, and then with two, actually no, I'm going to change it with a single hyperoperator. No, that's not good enough. With a single symbol, because I don't want you using multiple up arrows. You can use two conway chains with a single with two symbols, and so on and so forth. And in Google numbers, in Google numbers, no, I'm typing this with my shift key instead of caps lock. No functions are allowed. You can't use the tree function. You can't use the busy beaver function, which we haven't talked about yet, but we will later. You can't use any function, which includes primitive recursive or regular recursive or transcendental recursive. Don't even think that's a thing. Yeah, so no functions allowed whatsoever. However, lexica numbers, lexica 1, lexica 1 is the largest number you can create with a non-recursive function. Lexica 2, the largest you can create with two non-recursive functions, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, and so on and so forth. So, and in Plexica, in Lexica, no, no, no operations are allowed. Only functions. You can't have. You can only use established functions, which I realize that you can just create a function, but if you can tell that function to me, I will fully allow it. So obviously, Google one is going to be extremely high. Actually, no. No, yeah, no. So single symbol, two symbols. So currently, the only Google number that I know of is Google 1E. And Google 1E100 is Rayo's number. Because Rayo's number, uh, no, that's not true. Okay, let me change this back to operators. And I do realize that you can just create an infinitely long string of up arrows or conway chains. I don't really care. So Google E1 E100, Google is Rayo's number. We don't talk about Rayo's number yet. It's not important yet. We don't care about it yet. So yeah. Oh wait. With a single non-recursive function. So Afric. And then Lexica 2, largest number you create with a with two. And yes, non-recursive is extremely important. Because if it were recursive, that number would be higher than any number in existence. And any of these numbers would be higher than any other number in existence. So yeah, we went from Graham's number to Googolo and Plexica numbers, which I just created. Googolo and Plexica numbers, tree 3. Yeah. So that's it for today, I think. Professor Googolo's lesson is over, and I will see you guys later, I guess. Bye. I'll see you tomorrow. Actually, no, I'm going to come out with a bonus video. Tomorrow's the weekend. I'm going to come out with 2 videos.